What's up, everybody? It's your favorite biker's favorite nerd, and today we are looking at TFC's, I don't know what his name is, slot maybe, Groove. It's from their Prometheus line. It's their Defensor bit. I just got him, messed with him a little bit, wanted to get this up for you guys. He's a mixed bag, but he's a lot of fun. We'll just kind of talk about first impressions a little bit. It feels like typical TFC plastic, which I'm okay with. We've all talked before about how it's kind of in vogue to hate TFC at the moment, but I'm not one of those guys. I think that they're a pretty good company. I'm not really too disappointed with anything that they put out that I've got, which is I've only got Hercules and Uranus, but I like them both. Got some paint apps. There's an interesting like metallic turquoise paint that's on there. It's also on the weapons, and it's down there as well. And then, you know, there's some gray there. There's not as much paint as I feel like they did with Streetwise. But there is, I mean, there's little silver accents there. And they're all along there, like multiple ones, which is pretty cool. You know, I'm a fan of paint apps. It just shows a little bit of pride in your work, I think. And we got some silver down in there and stuff, too. And overall, not too shabby. So let's talk about the accessories a bit. We'll just take them out, and now it comes with the foot, and we're not going to go over that now. We'll go over the foot when Defensor comes out, but it comes with this bit that plugs into the foot like Uranus, and it also plugs in him when he's in bike mode, and then this thing that plugs into part of it, and then you can stick these guns in here and do all sorts of G1-esque things with this number. And they've got the turquoise accents right in there, and you know, it's just a small thing, but it's nice. You know, it's rare that you get paint apps on weapons, and it's really nice. So I'm a fan. I like the sculpt of the weapons too. The little like bike design, you know, like the wheel of a motorcycle, and they kind of look like two wheels. And I don't know. I like it. I think it's well thought out and well done. The articulation is where we have a few problems. The head is on a swivel. Now, if you know me, you know I'm not a fan of ball joints in general, but the one place I will accept a ball joint and not ding you for it is on the head. And they didn't do it. And it's on this flap here for transformation, but the flap doesn't peg into anything, so it's just sitting there loose. Now, this hinge here is pretty tight, so you shouldn't have any problems with it, but it's pretty obnoxious. We got some nice light piping in there. You know, that's showing up pretty good. And so yeah, that's okay, but it's just this is just not well thought out. Shoulders, we got the same kind of thing as Streetwise, where they're on these small, thin hinges of plastic. I mean, they're not fragile or anything, but, you know, it just looks like, from certain angles, it could look a little, you know, unrealistic that would carry all that you need to carry to get the arm to function properly, but maybe I'm getting nitpicky. We have a swivel here at the shoulder, and then, you know, it hinges here, so you get just about anything you could possibly want. Bicep swivel, ratcheted elbows. You know, I'm a fan of ratchets, and I mean, how often do you get ratchets and elbows on, you know, Voyager-esque size figures? Rarely, I feel like. Same on the other side. Waist is on a swivel, getting you everything you could possibly need. Ratchets, now these are like the softer ratchets down here but oh, isn't that beautiful? Isn't that beautiful? It's like a beautiful record being played. So universal joints there that are ratcheted, and then thigh swivel right above the knee, and then you got a ratcheted knee as well. Oh, I love me some ratchets, and you get 90 degrees with that, and then you get an ankle tilt here, and you know, it's pretty good, and then a little bit of or ankle tilt and a little bit of a rock, a lot of a rocker, a little bit of a tilt. Pardon me. And yeah, as far as options with the guy, it really comes down to this bit here. Now the wheels all move while he's in the robot form, which I kind of dig. It's almost Fall of Cybertron-esque. But these split off, so you can have them, you know, like wings a little bit. You know, if you want to go that route, it's really up to you. I kind of like the one wheel back there. I'm not sure why. And yeah, it's a little kibbly with the one wheel back there, but I mean, I'm not mad at this either. And these are articulated here, so you can kind of, you can put them any kind of way to get the full shoulder range that you want. So that's pretty nice, right? Okay, sorry for the cut. I was in the middle of transforming this guy, and I was called by one of those survey companies. Have you guys had to deal with this? These people are out of control. 3 or 4 times they've called me tonight. I almost lost my cool. Almost. So what we're going to do here is we're going to start with the legs. Flip down the feet like this, and they're on these hinges. And this is TFC's new love affair, is these type of hinges here. So flip those down. Flip these up. Now, the first time I did this, mine were really stiff. And I actually think it's you see it's chipped away at the plastic a little bit there and there. It's just a really tight tolerance. So use caution, but I haven't had any real issues with them. So let's see what we're gonna do here. These come up, and then slide these up. Now the directions have them as being you put them together down at the bottom, then slide the whole thing up, which you can do. The problem is that it makes it a little challenging to get this in, which does the G1 kind of weapons gimmick. So let's see if we can't get that in first. And then this is now it's a little bit more difficult to do because we did that first, but this too won't last. This too shall pass, right? Sometimes you just got to manhandle it a little bit, you know what I mean? So yeah, now we'll do the arms, and they're not as complicated, but it's kind of the same problem I have with Streetwise. We'll get there, but I'll show you. You flip these up, and then around. Right. And around. Collapse these. It's also another one of their new kind of favorites. And now this has to kind of all be lined up right. Flip the head down. It's easy because it doesn't tab in. This has to kind of all be lined up right, but you rotate the shoulders. This puts the wheel in the right spot. And you need to get him to kind of hold this, and I'll tell you, it ain't the easiest thing in the world, and it's hard to make look pretty. I thought I almost had it. Let's see if we can manhandle it. Careful now. Careful now, Scully. And this is what I was talking about before. It's kind of a similar problem that I had with Streetwise or Gumball or whatever his name was, where it's far from impossible to do, but it's hard to kind of like do and make look pretty when you're doing it. It's like the expression, like the monkey with the football. But it's just a matter of a little patience, which I can tell you I don't have much of after that phone call. I'm really upset about that phone call. 3 times tonight. There you go. Now we got her. Oh, we lost a little bit up here. This is kind of the problem. It's like a cat and a mouse game. Let's see, it's got to go in. You see, this is why most people, when they do these reviews, they go from alt mode to bot, because it's easier. but I always do it the way it comes in the package. So there it is. Close it up there. And like I said, if anybody's, and then these are supposed to kind of be angled down in there like that. If anybody's having trouble getting it to go together like this, it's hard to look pretty, man. Just keep at it. Perseverance is the name of the game. Keep working on that fit and finish, and you will get it. So there's the bike mode. It doesn't roll that well. Mine doesn't anyway. You know, it's struggling here. It's just tight. It's all very tight. I'm sorry, this goes like that, obviously. But it kind of looks like the Bat Pod. I do dig the look of it. You know, like it looks like a serious bike, and it doesn't look too silly. You know, because the problem with Defensor is the bike sitting next to the car. So then you can do the G1 gimmick, and you just take this and you plug the angle one in, and it's a tight fit, tight like a tiger. And then you can plug these in. And then you get the whole, you know, the side-to-side bit that you want, or, you know, these go up and down, and, you know, with no problem. And that's, you know, that's really pretty cool, and it really scratches that nostalgic itch, you know. It feels like G1. Let's take that out, and let's see what this guy can do. Now, these pegs are a little small, but they will fit 5mm pegs, so, you know, like we can put some Demolition Crew guys on there. Now the problem that you're going to have if you want figures to ride this bike is that the lack of butterfly joints on most Transformers, you know, so you kind of got to just, you know, work the best you got there. And, you know, it's not pretty. Now if you keep at it, you can get it to look a little better. But, you know, down and dirty. Donatello can ride that puppy. You know, and that's not hateful. So, like, your Legends will ride it. Your 5 to 7 inch figures will ride it, if that's the look you're going for. Your Joes, your 3 3/4 figures are not going to work. They're just too small. Real quick, just to, you know, look at that little guy. This unit, see, that's from my childhood, but. You know, so not very accurate, but there are some things that are in the right spirit, right? Like the black seat here and all that. Like, you know, it's got the metal here and the metal. Like, there's some things that are in the right spirit, but this is a hard unit to pull off. So I kind of forgive them for it. The steering wheel turns. The wheels do rotate. They just don't roll unless you really, if you really, it's not worth it, really. And then this here, like the directions say to have it down, but you can do a lot more with it. You can have it up, or you can have it out, or, you know, whatever works best for your kind of sensibilities. But yeah, pretty decent bike. It reminds me of the Bat Pod. It's worth mentioning that mine came missing a headlight, so be on the lookout for yours. Not sure if it's me having a case of bad luck. Like I'm a Murphy's Law kind of guy. I feel like Murphy's my cousin, but like I'm not sure if it's me or if it's a factory issue. But take a look at yours. Alright, so there he is standing next to Streetwise, the Gumball, the TFC, and there's Swindle from Warbotron, and there is Scavenger from Make Toys. He's a decent size. He's a very decent size. Not as big as this fellow, but big enough to look okay in the same room, if you know what I mean. Alright, one last go. There he is next to my G1. Now that guy's seen better days. And this is kind of the beginning of where I start to criticize this thing. One thing you notice that even the G1 got right, even though it's worn to hell, is the gold on the chest. Why didn't they do like a gold, not like gold, you know, not the stuff that's going to fall apart, but like a, you know, a gold color-esque piece of plastic for this red piece? It's just one piece of plastic. I don't see why they wouldn't make that choice. This is the kind of stuff that's going to drive me crazy. You know, it's going to eventually make me go mad. I don't understand why they would do it.
If it's the same piece of plastic, if it's just a piece of red plastic, why wouldn't they make the plastic gold? Make it gold plastic, make it accurate. It's already a piece of plastic. Why wouldn't they do it? Why wouldn't they do it? So I got the gold plastic, make it accurate. I don't understand. I don't understand. And then if they were doing it, then they could make it out of Play-Doh, and they could make the whole figure out of Play-Doh, and I could eat the Play-Doh because Play-Doh tastes like dreams come true, and it would be delicious if I could just eat the Play-Doh and eat the plastic and eat the.
Mr. Skullface, it's visiting time.
I already had visitors yesterday, and I told those carrots and potatoes never to come back.
Okay, final thoughts. Here's the issues. This head is an issue. The nice thing is that it's got paint accents all over it, and then the paint looks good and the light piping is good. The hands, the wrists have no articulation. You know, that's a bit of a problem. It is a little kibbly. There are these panels that are a little reminiscent of panel former. Like it's not a panel former. You know, it's got a little bit of that kind of vibe to it. The color of the chest just it irritates me to no end. It's hard to almost verbalize, you know, why it bothers me so much. Mine came with a missing headlight, which, you know, might just be my luck, but, you know, there is a QC issue there, obviously. We're still in that transformation error phase where it's just kind of manhandle it until you can get it into position, which is just not smooth like a lot of the other big names. And, you know, TFC is at a position where their reputation is kind of at stake. You know, their fan base is falling apart. I still like their stuff, but, you know, a lot of people are extremely critical and haven't been a fan of what they've been doing. I've liked most of it. On the other side of things, even with the limited articulation in the neck and in the wrist, the articulation everywhere else is so fluent that he's a lot of fun to just mess with. I haven't been able to stop like just posing him in different positions or whatever, and I love the actual head sculpt. One of my big complaints with TFC in the past has been that their head sculpts are just, a lot of times, just inaccurate. But with this set, I feel like they're really trying to get it down, and I commend them for it. It feels sturdy. It doesn't feel like it's going to break on you, and there are ratchets everywhere. And for that, I'm appreciative. I like this guy. I recommend him. If you don't like TFC, then obviously, moron, he's not for you. If you do like TFC or you've been on the fence, I suggest give this set a shot. I'm not crazy about the way Hotspot looks, but I think Defensor is going to pay off in the long run. Will it? I don't know. Time will tell, but I have faith, and faith has got to count for something. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Until next time, take care.